I got my volume down already.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Wisconsinite Podcast. Newest episode of Ron's Guitar Lounge. Should be called Salty Ron's Guitar Lounge.
All I asked for is purple on the logo, and you won't give me purple.
I will give you purple.
Fine.
We got Jim from Raising the Bar Sports Pub here in Clear Lake joining us as a special guest since Amy is too cool to join us tonight. I mean, you might just be a permanent member of the podcast.
I mean, if it's an audition, I'm all for it. Look out, Amy.
I think you'd fit in very nicely, and Amy can be a bystander.
She can hold the camera.
Well, she could be a fill-in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Amy's not with us tonight because she's on a work trip on her way home.
Work trip. Yep. Good.
But first off, I'd like to thank Beard Wisconsin. Oh, wow, yeah, Amy, he's a lot cooler than you. First off, I'd like to thank Beard Wisconsin for being a sponsor. Go to beardwisconsin.com. Use the code WISCO10 for 10% off your entire purchase. They got hats, t-shirts, beanies, hoodies, beard balm, beard oil. They got it all. Use the code WISCO10 for 10% off your entire purchase at beardwisconsin.com. I think we got a couple little Q&A for Jim since this is his first episode.
Well, first of all, but before we get into that, I'm going to say thanks, Beard Wisconsin, for your support on this also. So
Yeah. Even though they haven't sent you anything yet?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my t-shirt.
Don't send them anything.
4XLT.
Make sure it's purple.
Any larger, let it be a flag.
It's not nice. Where's your flag, Jim?
Yeah. I do have it. And I got a whistle too.
Sorry you're not here, Amy. Yeah, we do miss you, but we love to give you shit too. So
Yeah, Jim is the referee. If you watched last week's episode, he's the referee between me and Ron tonight.
holy jeez, guys, we've got 6 people watching already.
You're one of them.
I'm one of them.
We go through this every week.
But it's 6 people.
Oh God.
The numbers grow.
The numbers grow.
Yeah.
I mean, we've actually I've watched
We're a grower, not a shower.
the views on later or on
Yeah.
previous episodes, and there's quite a bit of views on there
Sure.
each week. So it's growing. People are actually stopping me and asking me at work. It's that was the podcast one. I said, "What do you mean? You watch that? You know?" It's like, well, yeah.
I know.
Word's getting out.
I have a listener at work.
Yeah.
One of my friends.
Raising the bar. Someone's watching it. Raising the bar, and they're number 7.
I think your wife is watching.
Well, I know Tim said that he was going to put it on at the bar. So
Hey Tim,
A lot of pressure.
get back to work.
get back to work, Tim. You're in trouble. Who's Tracy Schurbert?
That would be my wife's cousin.
Nice.
Yeah. She's in Indiana.
Oh, we got 11 now.
11. Look at this. Kim Johnson is watching also. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's Bobby. Happy
There
birthday,
she is.
Bobby.
Happy birthday, Bobby. But yeah, Ron,
Are we doing that right away?
you wanted to, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Since Jim is here and he's putting up with us, it's time to get to know Jim a little bit more and the business that he's brought to town that is doing wonderfully as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite. And yeah, pretty cool thing.
So you've been open for a little over a year now?
Yep, it's about a year and a half. Started May 12th of last year. We just had the upstairs open. We wanted to see how we could get the business going and stuff like that before we opened. The lowered expectations. So that's
Everybody loves the lower part.
yeah.
You know, it's just fun the weekends to go down there and see what's going on, and the karaoke downstairs on, is it Saturday nights? once
Yep,
in a while?
every other Saturday night, we try to do it, and,
Well, yeah, that was, you had it on Saturday, didn't you?
yeah, yep,
Yeah, cause we went to Lowered Expectations and went to Midway and people were like, oh, we're gonna go sing karaoke. I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's no one in there when we were there, but.
yeah. It's hit or miss, but I think it's pretty neat in this town where you can bounce back and forth, right? Chase, the owner of Midway, I consider him to be a pretty good friend, a good business
Yeah,
partner,
yeah.
if nothing else. We try to coordinate stuff together, so he doesn't have live music the same night that I do and stuff, and we're always supporting each other. Hey, go down there, you know. I did that, as a matter of fact, for our Halloween party.
Yep. Yeah, I saw.
I did that ours before, and then his afterwards, so it worked out pretty good, I think.
Hi, Angela. Angela Harris. So why did you want to own a bar in Clear Lake, Wisconsin?
I was kind of hoping that question wasn't brought up.
Yeah, what
So-
brought you to this tiny?
So as God is my witness, Raising the Bar was born and raised in a swimming pool in Aruba.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that when you guys
Yeah, yep.
posted about buying the place.
Good friend of ours. They own their family, like brother to me. They own a few bars, and of course we were vacationing and one too many cocktails in the pool at night, and wake up the next morning. I look at Bobby and I'm like, "We're buying a bar." She said, "You're out of your mind," whatever. But we came up here and we saw what the guys before us were doing, and we felt that we could, you know, maybe improve on that or whatever, to take a chance if nothing else, you know. Had never been in Clear Lake before, and I gotta say, the community has embraced us pretty good. So
Yeah, we like
I'm
to
not-
drink. We like to drink.
Yeah.
in Clear Lake.
we like to drink.
I remember I worked at I don't know if you ever. No, you weren't here when West Side was open.
No.
When I bartended at West Side for, well, he's like an uncle to me, Ed Flanham.
Oh yeah.
We had the beer vendor come and bring some beer, and he's like, you know, Clear Lake is the #1 Busch Light drinking town in America. I'm like, you're full of shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, no. He's like, no, I'm dead serious. Especially in Wisconsin, you guys drink the most Busch Light out of everybody in Wisconsin
Why? I don't understand why Busch Light.
because you can drink a lot of it
Oh
and
my
get drunk.
God, but it tastes like crap.
I like this stuff. I like Leinenkugels, but you get drunk a lot faster.
And I can only have one or two of those. They're pretty sweet, but I'm a Busch Light guy, so.
Hey,
Sorry, but I can't.
there we go.
If you can't drink the champagne, you shouldn't drink anything at all.
Well, Miller High Life might be the champagne of beers, but Busch Light is the nectar of the gods.
We all don't have the money that you have.
You know, we're not
The champagne of beers.
That's funny. How about the community support for you guys?
So I think it's been great. I think I see now that we had to try and win back customers that used to go to Lucky's. That I heard that Lucky's just didn't was going downhill a little bit. So it was hard to. I'm sure that people were like, well, here's another restaurant coming in there after 2 or 3, and the people before us, I'm sure that they tried, worked hard, whatever too. But yeah, I think the community has been great. We've tried to get involved with the schools and other local businesses because we understand that we're outsiders coming into a small town USA, and that's not always looked upon as a great thing. And I 100% I get it. I would probably feel the same way. But I just try to tell everybody that we're just like you or anybody else. I'm not here to try and own the town or anything else. I want to fit in and I want to be part of it. And yeah, I think the community has really shown their support for us. we're still here a year and a half later, so that's,
I mean, you guys are popular, especially with everything that you do in the community.
I love hearing that.
I mean, that's the whole reason why we wanted you to become a sponsor. I mean, everything you do for this community, and especially like around what you guys did for Halloween, when you had the Halloween party down there for
Oh, yeah.
kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Not a lot of places around here do that,
Sure.
especially bars. I mean, normally, I know since Chase bought the Midway, it's changed a lot.
Yep.
And since you guys came into the town, the term bar has changed a lot. It's more of a family friendly place than, oh, everybody there is trashed
Sure.
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, you get a good mix of people that go there and enjoy it and get treated well. You've treated everybody well in the community, so.
Well, that's our number one goal, I think. You know, this is our first run at it, and like I was telling you guys before, that we're just like anybody else. And so people ask me, well, how do you know you're going to be successful? I don't have a business degree. I've never owned a business, but I know what I like when I go into a place, and I'm just like everybody else. And so that's what we strive to do. We're going to have our shortcomings. You know, we're going to not do everything right, but customer service is, you know, really where it's at. And I like to treat everybody the way that I would want to be treated.
Here's a comment from Darren Anderson just now. Raising the Bar has been very supportive of the school. Thanks from the wrestling club for your donation for youth medals.
Yeah,
I
I'm a junior high coach here in town for the
Nice.
wrestling program,
Good.
and I really appreciate what you've done for especially our wrestling program. Like for our youth tournament this last year,
Yep.
there's not a lot of people around here that would donate to the wrestling program.
Hmm.
It's more basketball and
Sure.
football, and
Yeah.
it's not much wrestling, even though wrestling is the most winningest program in school history.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
Thanks for the very nice comment.
yeah,
Darren.
thanks,
Yeah, I
Darren.
absolutely appreciate that.
Darren was actually my wrestling coach in high school.
Oh, I like Darren. We've had some good conversations downstairs. So,
Yeah.
And I think that just goes to show me too that there are a lot of good people in this community. You know, way more good than bad. So, yeah, we're here to stay, I think, unless we get ran out of town.
Amy says we need sponsors for Apple River Soccer.
Hit me up, Amy. Hit me up.
I actually have two more questions for you. One's kind of a want maybe from me, and then I'll finish up with the last
He
one.
wants a lot of stuff.
Well, he's just wearing purple, so I'm all for it. So,
So what are the odds that we can add a burger to your menu?
I think if we had a few beers and I get my kitchen manager involved, I think that we might be able to persuade him.
I want to see if we can
That's not a
get
problem.
a burger called the Ron's Guitar Lounge Burger. And I've had this thought in my head for a few years now, but a burger,
Yeah, but
we're gonna call it the mac and cheese burger.
Oh,
Sauteed onions, mac and cheese on a burger.
interesting.
I think we need to work on that.
He said you've been thinking about it for a couple of years. He hasn't been here for a couple of years.
That's it.
Been here for a
I
year
have,
and a
I
half.
had plans before I knew Jim. I'm sorry, but you know.
Hey, I mean that's how great ideas come about, right? As a matter of fact, our sampler platter on the menu, the Big Meg, that's how that was brought out. We did not have a sampler when we first started, and she's turned into a good friend. The customer, she came in and you need to have a sampler, and I'm like, how did it go? I said, I'll tell you what, I'll name it after you if you promise me that you'll show up like weekly for the rest of the year. And I don't think she took me seriously because it's now the Big Meg, and it was all of her favorites, and yeah, so it's pretty neat. I think we're open to stuff like that.
Well, we're gonna have this conversation again.
All right, you better
It might
bring
be
it.
Friday. It might be this weekend.
Bring some beers and we'll talk. Or I'll come back here.
We can
shoot
come
some
back
pool.
here.
You can come here whenever you want.
There you go.
Especially when he's sleeping. Scare the shit out of him.
I don't think I want to come here when he's sleeping.
He likes to be cuddled. He likes to be the little spoon.
Well, preferably with not somebody without a beard.
No.
Yeah.
Not somebody without a beard. So
Somebody without a beard.
He said he'd rather be snuggled by a guy with a beard.
Okay, now that we've put you through hell so far, answering questions.
Yeah.
Just simple. The last question is very simple. Upcoming events.
So we have quite a few upcoming events, and thanks for bringing that up. We're really starting to ramp up. I think our winter time becomes more of our event stuff. We don't have the patio space and stuff out there to do outside stuff. So I know, this weekend is Veterans Day, and being a vet myself, last year we gave a free meal to every veteran that came in. And I want to honor that every year. Because we wouldn't be where we are right now without veterans. So that's this Saturday, and then the following Saturday, Widows Weekend, we have purse bingo. So if you need a second purse to go on your shoulder, it could even match your Green Bay Packers.
I'll be deer hunting.
That goes at 11. And then we have the infamous Eggert Nut Feed, December 2nd. So all these are on Saturday. I think that one starts at 8 o'clock. And then throughout December, we'll have, I know we got a paint and sip. We did this last year. Local Joe Jones, Joe and Leanne, they make their own wine, and they donate the wine, and it was a pretty fun time. I mean, I didn't paint, but there was no numbers on the glass.
Sure.
For me to paint.
I was gonna say.
So, I think I would have had more on my face than anywhere else. So, but yeah, all through December and almost every Saturday we'll have something at least.
Well, if you want Ron to come paint, you gotta do finger painting, because he'll just.
December 2nd, I'm not available until later in the evening, so.
It starts at 8.
He always says this stuff, but you
I got-
ask
I got
him the
a-
day of, and he's not busy.
I have a
Trust me.
vendor show at the Ale Works that day,
I heard that. Yeah,
so yeah.
we are having one in
Really?
February. I think it's
Yeah.
February 10th. I think.
I'll be in for that.
Beautiful.
If I have stock left.
We need a sponsor for that too.
We'll sponsor that, yeah.
Oh,
The
there you
Guitar
go.
Lounge will sponsor it,
Beautiful, for sure.
not the
You
Chronicles.
kiss my ass. I was saying the whole podcast, not just the show. But anyway.
This podcast, this whole
This is-
podcast,
Yeah, the Wisconsinite podcast.
this is the
This
Guitar
is,
Lounge
it's a
podcast.
division of it's a show on the Wisconsinite podcast.
He hasn't thrown the flag yet.
Not yet, but I'm getting ready to stand between you two.
I asked you if you wanted to sit between us, and you said no. So if he gets punched,
You both are bigger than I am, so I was smart.
Respect your elders.
yeah, but you were in the Marine Corps, were you?
Fair.
I was in the Army. You can probably overpower me.
Is that thing empty yet? Yeah. You're off the hook, Jim. I got no more questions.
Thank you.
So-
Well, thanks for having me, like I said, and then, this is a great thing. And
Here you go.
Bartender.
Yeah, Amy's not the beer biatch this week. It's Ron.
Where did your beers go?
There should be one more shandy in there.
There's none.
There's none?
Nope.
Yes, there should be 2 left.
Oh, I was looking for bottles.
Thank you.
Oh, you can't leave without getting a bottle opener from me tonight too, so.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
But yeah, well, I didn't get to watch the game, and I'm sitting with 2 Vikings fans, but I want to talk about the Packer game. You sit your muscles down, just because you got
The Packers beat a Rams team without a quarterback.
the Rams suck. They've sucked since they won the Super Bowl.
So there's really nothing to talk about.
I know exactly. And
I
they
just
play.
wanted you to say that.
They play the Steelers on Sunday.
Are they gonna get their asses handed to them?
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
Well, who's
Steelers defense?
Who's their? We need to talk about that later.
So we're done with the Packers then.
No, we're not. My one
What
thing,
else is there to talk about?
love is in the air. Cause he passed for over 200 yards.
Against the Rams.
I don't care, he passed for over 200 yards. And I said it on Monday, I said it last week, I've said it every freaking week.
How do you
People
feel-
need to calm down about Jordan Love.
Don't you dare say relax and spell it out.
RELAX, relax.
Jim, take care of this.
Do I need to get my whistle?
How do you feel about the Rams and the Packers?
How do you feel
game?
about the Packers? I would really like to know.
I've never been a Packer fan, never will be a Packer fan. However, I think coming from a Viking fan that we have not won a Super Bowl in a few years.
We talked about that last week.
I
admitted
think
it.
It's always
Uh,
a win when I hear a Vikings fan say that.
I think Love just needs time. I mean, he's been.
Yep, we've talked
you know,
about that too.
And I think that Packer fans have been so used to winning all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot, I shouldn't say all the time, because I think
They're
2
used
Super
to
Bowls in the
having-
last 15 years, so that's not like all the time, but.
They're used to having quarterbacks that are well
We-
above average.
Fair.
We have had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the last 30 years. Just think about that. How
But-
many Hall of Fame quarterbacks have the Vikings had?
One.
Brett Favre.
So I'm gonna say
I'm not
three.
even counting.
I'm saying in the last.
I'm going all the way back to Frank Tarkin.
All right,
Sure.
that I'm saying
Joe Cap.
in the last 30 years, you've had Brett Favre. You haven't really. I mean, Teddy
No, I mean-
Bridgewater. If you guys would have stuck with Teddy Bridgewater, it would have been a whole different story.
I was never really a huge Teddy fan either.
But what about Christian? Were you a fan of Christian Ponder?
No, that was one of the worst. That'll go down as one of the worst picks ever, I think.
I think everybody knew that except the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
But how about the Viking game? Dobbs pulling off the win against the Falcons.
Jim, how do you feel about that?
So, somebody at the bar had said this, that we're hoping that it's not a
One and done.
Herschel Walker thing where everybody throws their eggs. But I mean, how can you be disappointed in what he did? You know,
He's what? Well, they call him the pastronaut because he's got
Yeah.
what degree does he have?
He's got a huge degree. of some
He's-
sort.
it's aeronautical or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
insanely smart,
Yep.
and he learned the playbook in like 3 days.
Yeah. Yet he didn't know half the players' names.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't know their first names.
Their first names, yeah, right.
He's like, I'll just learn that next week.
Yeah.
He didn't even think he was gonna play on Sunday.
Sure.
So
You know, my take on it is, started out very sketchy,
Sure.
you know, which was normal for a guy that's only been with the team for 3 days, you know. But figured it out, what the game was, how the tempo and everything of the game, and kind of built on that, and did things in his way that was very different than the way we were playing with Cousins.
Sure.
Played up against a decent defense, you know, and he threw two TDs and ran for one. I mean, what can you ask for more from a guy that just came in from the sidewalks, you know?
And that run, the one run that he didn't, was it the touchdown run? Or was it down?
Both, he had 2 runs. One was a
Yeah.
touchdown and the other one was for a first down. That was just
Insane,
insanely.
yeah, right.
there is one thing I'd like to ask. I know Ron wanted Cam Akers to play more. How do you feel that he's not gonna play anymore this season? Oh my God, I've been waiting to ask that for 3 days. I saw that and I'm like, I gotta ask Ron about this because every game that I've watched with him, put in Cam Akers, and now he's out for the year.
What are you supposed to say about it, though? I mean,
He's probably not going to be a Viking next year unless
probably
it's,
not. No,
Right.
no. But they need to do something with the running back situation. That, you know, it's not. I don't think it's entirely blaming it on blocking scheme. I think a lot of it has got to do with the back and not seeing things clearly. I mean, he was with Addison.
Yeah,
I I can never remember his last name.
1 week I start him, he doesn't get over 5 points.
He was great coming in off the bench
Yeah,
and stuff. I just don't see him as a number one running back.
Right.
I thought you said Addison, not Madison. You said
Madison, whatever. I can't-
Alexander Madison.
Alexander
Madison. You said
I get him
Addison.
mixed. I get him mixed up.
He just combined the names. That's what we do. We just combine
Alexander
names.
Addison.
I need more to drink.
He said he
I
wanted.
see why you drink now because they have to deal with this.
Exactly.
I lived here for
I
a week
lived-
too.
You what the hell I went through?
I bet.
Oh, come
I can
on.
imagine.
Jeez, at least
Because I had to wait. He ended up probably waking up early, being hungover on a Saturday or a Sunday.
You're supposed to wake up hungover on a Saturday and Sunday, aren't you?
He sleeps until like noon.
Hey,
You gonna be at the bar on Friday night?
yes, sir.
There we go.
We'll see you there.
All right.
I'm thinking about coming down for a burger or something.
I was gonna bring you some stickers tonight, but I'll bring them to you on Friday night.
All right.
Maybe I'll order you a T-shirt.
Right,
Nice.
You gonna give him a t-shirt, not me?
You get to order your own, bitch.
I provided bar for us to broadcast from.
I order all my stuff and pay for it myself, so you can pay for it yourself.
Oh, you mean a little bit.
I didn't ask you to, whatever.
Next.
If you guys want any Wisconsinite podcast merch, go to camphacollective.com and search Wisconsinite podcast. They have, now Dakota has Ron's Guitar Lounge merch on the website. So you can have a t-shirt. If you like the show so much, get yourself a t-shirt. So
You're supposed to be throwing the flag.
It's
on that note, I'm gonna pee.
it's actually a good website. I went on that website and there's some cool stuff on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah.
Cause I'm waiting for him to buy it for me.
Right. I would too. Right.
Yeah. I think it's fair.
I mean, you're a celebrity. He should be like
I am.
driving you to get here.
I mean, how many people have been to Ron's Guitar Lounge and had a good time?
I mean, you can even sign the poll.
Sign the pool.
You know, not a lot of places can you sign the
It's
poll.
famous too, cause it's got Wisco Dive Bar review.
Oh, there you go. It's a pretty good wood pole you got there.
Yeah.
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 Good sized pole.
Joe Jones Packer t-shirt. No, we can't do that.
Joe Jones, one of the greatest Viking fans that there is.
Jason Humble says Tommy Kramer. He's not Hall of Fame though.
I didn't think that he was either.
No.
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame drinker.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of people that can put him down like he can. Well, then he changed it and he said 30 years. I mean, we've had some Hall of Fame quarterbacks
Yeah.
back in the day when football was really football.
You know, if Culpepper would have stayed healthy, he would have been.
Sure,
I think he would have possibly been there.
I think so. I mean, he had the size and the talent
Right.
and
Oh,
everything else.
he was an animal.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Sure was.
Now that we covered for you for the long pause.
Long pause. I peed faster than you did.
I've never seen somebody sit down and pee though like that.
How do you know I closed the door?
That's awesome.
Have you seen my glasses? I can see through the door.
Yeah, like Ron. Ron's got like the Hubble
Mine aren't-
Space
mine aren't
Telescope as lenses.
I'm not thick though.
Hey, that's all right. They're just jealous that we can see through things.
I
We can
wear
see
glasses.
the moon. Do you?
I wear contacts.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Except my vision's not as bad as Grandpa's over here.
Because I am a grandpa.
Yeah, like
6 times.
6 times over.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about previews. Packers and Steelers.
Defense. Steelers gonna win that game with defense. Love is not gonna be the quarterback you seen last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be mobile like he was.
No.
Did you know that Green Bay's defense is top 10 right now? They're holding teams to less than 20 points a game. The offense is number one in the league with, top three in the league with just under 15 points in the second half. And they're 32nd in the league with like 4.5 points in the first half scored. So
Yeah, but when you hold the Rams, which were horrible last weekend, to 3 points, I mean, that's
Rams in there.
that.
Who cares?
Well, that's the reason why they're low on points though too. I mean, they only scored 3 points against them without a quarterback.
You've heard me for this.
I'm just.
you
brought it up.
I'm just telling you right now. This is the 7th time I'm going to say this.
brought
I
it
do not like Joe Barry. I think they should have fired. I don't think they should have hired him in the first place. I do not like him. I am
just
style.
saying that their defense is ranked high because they played against a crappy team last week.
I do not like his coaching scheme, especially when you got Preston Smith playing as a corner.
Blah 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 blah.
That's what I have to deal with every week, Jim.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, I know you guys talked about it last week, but the Douglas trade still does not make sense to me.
So,
And maybe I'm bringing up old stuff, whatever, but.
So Douglas, the whole thing, they talked about it. Nobody was on the market at all
Sure.
until Buffalo said, hey, we'll give you a 3rd rounder if you give us Rasul. And well, it wasn't originally a 3rd rounder until Green Bay offered a 5th round pick. So now Green Bay has 2 3rd round picks. Might be, depending on if Rodgers comes back, it might be 3 3rd round picks.
Mhm.
But that's another thing though, is if New York and Green Bay finish with the same record, Aaron Rodgers is going to play a game in Green Bay next year. So that's
Interesting.
I hope I can go to that game.
Interesting.
But Green Bay's defense is top 10. I didn't even think that was possible.
It's flawed.
I agree. I think it's flawed too.
They play the Rams, and like I said, I would go on a picket line and say fire Joe Barry,
Sure.
because he's a horrible coach. I mean, who puts a 260-pound defensive lineman as a corner out on their number 1 wide receiver? Who would ever do that? Oh wait, that'd be Joe Barry.
Sure.
I honestly think that Love will throw for 200 yards again this week.
Oh, I can see 200.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start him on my fantasy team, but I'm going to bet that he's going to throw for over 200 yards.
I mean, I don't think that's a lot of yardage anyway. I think that's about average, isn't it?
I think
200?
he's averaging a little under 200, but for like your first year starting in the NFL, especially when I don't think Matt LaFleur really believes in him as much as people think he should. I think Love should average a lot more than just 200 yards a week.
Is the game in Green Bay or is it?
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't know.
Either way, Pittsburgh's defense is gonna.
If they play in Pittsburgh, it's going to be a lot harder. I think it's in Pittsburgh.
You got to worry about Watt coming off the edge, whichever side he lines up on, and
If he's healthy.
Pittsburgh's D-backs have always been a strong suit there. I mean,
Yeah.
they play everything well on the defensive side of the ball.
Right. They have for years.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that was another thing. Green Bay has had ample time to draft TJ Watt.
Yeah. So
Not that he'd be a Green Bay backer right now. he would have went somewhere else because Green Bay wanted to pay him. But
that's just like saying anybody could have drafted. So
no, literally, Green Bay had ample opportunity to draft TJ Watt, and here we are. He's a Pittsburgh Steeler. The only brother that they couldn't have drafted was JJ
the game is in Pittsburgh.
in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
I'm
that's gonna
I'm
be.
calling that a loss.
I would have to call it a loss too.
Steelers are favored by 3. I don't know. I think it's gonna be 21-17 Green Bay.
Hmm.
Jim, what do you think?
You always take Green Bay.
No, I picked Los Angeles to beat the Packers on Sunday. And Green Bay, maybe I shouldn't, no, wait. The Steelers are gonna beat the Packers 21-17. Now, Green Bay's gonna win. Because I picked against them and I'm working on Sunday, so I can't watch the game.
Joe Jones asked, is he really a Packer fan?
Yes, I'm a Packer fan. Jim, what do you think? Who's gonna win?
So normally I don't follow the Packers, but being at the bar and everything else, I see them quite frequently, a lot more than I usually do. I'm not sold on their offense. I don't think that they're gonna put up a lot of points. I'd see maybe a 24-14 Steelers.
No, with the Steelers defense again, I'm gonna bring that up again. I see the passing lanes getting narrowed up. I see receivers being on the nervous side and dropping a lot of balls again.
Nobody cares
for
what Ron thinks anyways.
You just don't like to hear the truth.
I mean, I care what Ron.
Like I said, last week I picked against the Packers and the Packers won. So this week I'm picking against the Packers again. Maybe they'll win again.
Maybe.
All right.
I'm not convinced on that logic, but we'll see, I guess.
Well,
We'll
if
see
it
on
works
Sunday.
2 weeks in a row, I'm just gonna have to keep picking.
There you
against
go, that's
them.
right. The odds are for you.
Vikings against the Saints. Saints are favored 2.5 points. Over under is 41.
I'm not sure where that game is either.
I think it's in New Orleans.
New Orleans, I think.
Night game, isn't it?
No,
No?
it's noon game on Fox.
Disney game. I've heard something about.
Green Bay plays at
Vikings.
noon on CBS, and the Vikings play at noon on Fox.
Okay. I guess I'll take the lead on this. I'm hoping we can get the same thing out of Dobbs again this week. Being efficient enough to make plays when he has to, and then being able to use his legs to get out of jams again like he also did. If he can't do that, then we're in trouble, put it that way. So I'm still picking the Vikes on this, but the Saints, they play the pass really well. I was looking this up earlier. They play against the pass really well. It's what I've been hearing. But I'm still hoping that the Vikings can come out and play a somewhat similar game. So plus the Packers beat the Saints, didn't they?
Yeah, he came back,
So
beat him in the
I
fourth
mean
quarter.
they're beatable that way also.
I don't think Derek Carr is a very good quarterback.
No, I know he's not. But Taysom Hill has been a Vikings killer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
I don't know
So-
how New Orleans has been able to keep him. But
right, me neither.
And they've paid him enough, but I don't see why he would stay in New Orleans because they haven't done crap since they've implemented him.
Yeah, and he's underutilized no matter what he's on, I think, too, so.
So hopefully the Vikings defense can still be that middle of the pack defense and keep the Saints at bay that way. And the Vikings offense has enough left in them and can put up 20 plus points again this week. And see what happens. Keep the turnovers down.
Yeah.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Oh, and no, I don't have a score on that.
Weird.
I'm gonna say the Vikes 24, Saints.
Jim's opinion
17.
matters more anyway. So Jim, what do you think?
Being impartial, being the referee and impartial here.
And if I
We haven't
And
got
the
a flag
Vikings,
yet though. Oh, the other thing too, the Vikings had one penalty last week.
I saw that. Yeah.
Motion or
illegal motion.
yeah.
You know, and that, to me, that's pretty impressive.
False start, that's 5 yards.
Of a quarterback that has come in, you know, you would think that there'd be a lot more false starts. or
Yeah.
Illegal motions, something like that. He called the wrong plays. I don't know. I think being lifelong Viking fan, it's one of these things that you don't know which team's gonna show up. So inconsistent, but I think, a couple of games this year, our defense have been, pretty stout, so I definitely gotta go with the Vikings.
The defense is getting better every week.
I think so, and now, I mean, you don't know what, Dobbs has done, but, or what he's gonna do, but a whole week of practice and stuff that, I think they've got the tools. It's half the time it's implementing them,
Right.
So I'm gonna go, I don't know, I think, maybe let, Dobbs run a little bit. I think, maybe we'll score some points. I'll say like 31-20.
Nice.
Vikes. A little bit higher scoring. I know that's,
You got that tangible of him scrambling out of the pocket and, using his legs. He had 66 yards rushing last week. So
yeah,
He's a lot better quarterback than everybody thinks he is.
He
I
hasn't,
think
he
so.
hasn't had the people to back him up. At
agreed,
quarterback.
agreed.
He's bounced around quite a bit in the last 2 or 3 seasons.
I didn't know he had the experience that he did too. I mean, it's not like he's a 2-year journeyman or anything like that.
Oh.
He's been, what, 5-6 years, so.
Yeah.
He's been on 4 or 5 teams too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think more than that.
Joe Jones says the Saints are vulnerable against the mobile quarterbacks, which the obsesses and I don't know what that word is. OBSES. And the
I think
Vikings
he means obsessed.
and the Vikings defense is good against pocket passers, which David Carr is. You are totally correct on that, Joe.
All right. Actually, let's talk about a sponsor. He's sitting in the room with us right now. Let's talk about raising the bar.
Oh, Jim. Yeah. Sorry.
Over here.
You gonna
Yeah.
speak or
Let's
what?
talk about
That's
it.
your.
Oh, that's right. I claim him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, raising the bar. He's in house tonight, which is awesome. So
Yeah, I can't thank you enough
great
for coming.
Sure, absolutely.
great place to enjoy a cold beer, a mixed drink. You got everything except for Pendleton. You gotta get Pendleton there.
Whiskey?
Yeah.
Or if you could just let him bring his own bottle and then charge him for it, I think he'd be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, just charge him for his own bottle.
I like that. That's a thing.
Yeah.
I could sponsor it, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be paying for your own bottle.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
No, you're paying for your own bottle. Bottle charge.
So you have, is it family night again tonight with the pizza
It is,
specials?
yep. We started probably, I don't know, 3 months ago. It was just Wednesday night karaoke. And decided, just like a lot of our stuff, we want to put a little twist on it. Because there's not a lot of places that kids can sing. And the first couple times that I saw it, their families would just come in to eat. They didn't even know karaoke was going on. And, a 10-year-old wanted to get up and sing or whatever. Well, anytime that you see karaoke, it's always 8, 9 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so thinking about it, we're like, well, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, 6 to 10. I think we've got a pretty decent meal deal.
Mhm.
A large pizza, appetizer, and 4 drinks for $30. 4 soft drinks. And I don't know, I'm just comparing out there, I don't think you can beat it. I mean,
No.
to feed a family of 4 for $30,
That's a large pizza.
yep, large,
One topping or?
whatever you want.
Really?
Yep,
Really?
yep,
Nice.
yep.
I bet you my parents wish that was a thing back when I was little, because we had like 5 of us.
Oh, yeah, sure, right.
We'll have to maybe come down there and broadcast on a family night and
Yeah.
enjoy a pizza while we're
There you go.
Maybe review it too.
reviewing.
Yeah. I like that.
We'll let Amy come.
Maybe. That's up for debate.
Amy, I feel your pain.
I haven't
do.
heard from her. I think she's off.
She's probably just crying.
Probably. No, nothing yet.
Darren, I was just trying to really like Jim until I heard he was a Vikings fan.
Oh, Amy, I'm working.
No, you're not. Don't even fool anybody.
Darren's beer prices just doubled.
You're that Darren?
Yeah, he'll still pay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's your Wednesday night thing is, just go down and enjoy the place. Always friendly, good bartenders. Tip your bartenders, by the way. They
That's
enjoy
right.
that.
That's right. They work hard.
Yes.
If I can just say one other thing, so I'm looking at your signatures on the poll there, and I see a signature that says the Zemke's on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're some of my favorite people. What I would like to challenge anyone that we have revamped our fish fry on Friday nights.
Okay.
We made some tweaks to our baked fish. Of course, you're always going to toot your own horn, right? I'm not going to sit here and say my fish sucks.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it was up to par for a long time, and I think that I heard a lot of constructive criticism, which I'm always open to. Right? You can't fix it if you don't know about it, right?
Yeah.
And so, yep, I challenge anybody that has not had it within the last 2 months. If you're not satisfied with it, just come talk to me and we'll make it right. But I don't know. I think it's pretty good. So
I think we might have to try the fish
We
fry
can
on
we
Friday
can go
night.
review the fish.
I love that.
We're going there on Friday anyways.
We'll make it a date then.
Wow.
Tell your girl.
She's coming with too.
I don't have a girl, so it's okay.
So you must be the big spoon then, huh? If he's a little spoon.
Yeah.
Right.
He says he doesn't have a woman, he's more into guys, so
I don't have a woman.
you just proved my point.
Everybody wants you to throw the damn flag. There.
Hey, maybe he's too good for half the women out there, huh?
I don't know.
Have you thought about that?
I don't think that. I don't know. Get him drunk, he's pretty frisky.
Don't tell people that.
Why is Darren mad?
Because
Oh,
he's
because
gonna get
he's a-
charged.
All right, let's talk about the game of the week. 49ers and Jaguars.
Okay, I got a bunch of info on that.
Shut up. I have the 49ers beating the Jaguars.
I was gonna-
24-20.
I was gonna give the info first.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Throw
Because
throw the flag.
the
throw the flag.
Jaguars.
There we go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
You can't talk about the score
Flag on you.
until we talk about the damn game.
Fine, talk about the game.
Give the ref back his flag or else you're getting thrown out. Game. So, before we talk about scores, we're talking about the game and whatnot. So, the spread is the 49ers are -3, over under is 46. 49ers a 3-game losing streak.
46.5, whatever.
They've made some. They're both coming off of bye weeks, so they're fresh. They both then either team doesn't have an excuse of being whatever they are. You know,
Sure.
they're both going to play equally. 49ers did this Chase Young trade for defensive end.
I don't think that's going to work out as
I'm not sure on that either.
He's been injured his whole NFL career.
Sure.
I don't think he's going to work out the way they
What did
want
they
him
get
to.
for him?
I think they traded like a 3rd round pick or something for
I'm
him.
not sure.
I mean, yeah, I think that's an awful lot for somebody that.
Washington pretty much they traded away Young, they traded away Sweat or Sweet or
Yeah,
however the hell you
right.
say his name. They're
Yeah.
clearing house because
Yeah.
of the new ownership.
Sure.
What Chicago paid for him? They even gave.
I know they gave him like
Yeah.
a
What are
$90
you
million
doing?
contract.
Right. Yeah.
He's not even that
Um,
good.
No.
People are asking, has injuries hindered the 49ers in this 3-game slide that they're in? Maybe the reason of the losing streak, I'm not sure. You can say, yeah, that is the problem, but it really shouldn't be. Next person up should be able to come in and do the job. You know, maybe not as well, but it still should be able to keep the team rolling in the right direction.
Right.
Other teams have focused on their vulnerable side as far as
He can't pronounce it when he's sober.
their D-backs and their defense is a problem. The Vikings went all over them as far as passing
Sure did.
when the Vikings beat them. And turnovers, Purdy's thrown 5 interceptions in this 3-game slide.
Hmm.
So,
I still think that he's gonna be the next Tom Brady.
we'll see. I mean, he's gotta come out of this slump, and made to prove it now. But,
Well, you heard where he was on his off week.
Yeah, he was farming.
Yeah, back home farming.
no,
Clear
I
your
didn't,
mind.
I
Well,
didn't
that
hear
was on his girlfriend's family farm, I think.
Oh, but he's gotta be from around that.
He's
well,
from Iowa.
maybe. Yeah. I mean, clear your mind, I guess, but
Yeah.
So on the Jag side, it's a 5-game win streak for them, which could be a bad omen in a way, you
Sure.
know?
Well,
But I'm looking for Lawrence, the quarterback Lawrence, to exploit their weak secondary and whatnot. So that's my take on the game. This is what I read up on them tonight and whatnot. So,
well,
you got anything to add?
you were asking what you wanted the game of the week to be, and I said 49ers Jaguars, and Amy asked, really, the Jaguars are that good? Yeah, they won
Yeah.
the division last year,
yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
6-2. I think, they could make it to at least a divisional round this year.
I think so.
I don't see them making the AFC Championship game, but I can see them playing the Chiefs in the divisional round. They're a lot better team than everybody thinks they're going to be. I still have the 49ers beating the Jaguars, but Trevor Lawrence is probably one of the greatest college quarterbacks to ever play.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
He's a game manager.
Yeah.
He can scramble out of the pocket. He's extremely accurate. I don't know exactly his numbers, but I know he's extremely accurate. He's a lot more accurate than Jordan Love. Not that I have anything against Jordan Love, but Lawrence also has more experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just thrown into it, wasn't he? As a rookie?
He started his rookie
It's
year.
like, here it is.
Right, here, run with it.
And then he went through Urban Meyer, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. Jim, you got any thoughts on it?
No, I think it could, coming out of a bye week, you don't know which team is gonna show up, right? Are they gonna be, flat, because they had the bye week, or, I agree with you, on a 5-game winning streak, that's, there's a little pressure there too, that can kind of get in your head of, can we do 6? Can we do 6?
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
I think it should be a fun game to watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
What was your score gonna be?
mine?
Yeah.
24-20 San Francisco. I think they come out of this slump and they're gonna be very hot, just like they always are.
My score is similar, but I got it opposite way. I got Jags 24, 49ers
You
21.
just copied that from Fox Sports. is
No,
what you did.
no, I didn't. Not at all.
Fox Sports had a 24-20 Jags. Who's gonna win, Jim?
I don't know, I think, where's that at first?
I think it's in Jacksonville.
I'm not sure, but I do believe that.
I think it's in Jacksonville. I think that's why Jacksonville's favored.
I can see that. I don't know. I think Jacksonville. I think it's gonna be a higher scoring game. I think with these two quarterbacks and stuff. I don't know much about either defense, but I'll shoot and say, what's the over/under? 46. 46.
46 and a half.
I'll go a little higher than that. I'll say like 31-26.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot higher than that. But
Hold you to that.
Jags?
So-
Are you going Jags on that though?
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, now we got all our picks in for the game of the week.
Well, before we go that direction,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna ask the fans who are watching, and if they tell friends of this, how does anybody feel about a party bus sometime? Let us know. Give us some feedback on that. We're trying to work out something with Wisco Dive Bar, Jared.
And
And
of course with Jim.
And we'll put a party bus together for
Well-
a really fun Saturday.
We'll
sometime.
try and get it to where you can plan a couple months ahead of time.
Correct.
So you're not, finding out a week ahead of time. We'll try and get it, at least a month ahead of time.
I am not gonna sit in between you two. You better get along on this long bus ride.
Bobby says it sounds amazing.
I think Bobby's
Bobby's on board. It's her birthday. She gets what she wants.
She does get what she wants.
Is Bobby at the bar or is she at home?
We have a sick dog.
Oh, boy.
We do not believe that she will be with us much longer. I mean, there's always hope, but
Yeah.
yep. And you know how those pets are; they become part of the family. So, yeah. So that's where she's at.
Okay.
Okay. So give us some feedback on that, everybody else that's watching.
If you're wanting to come, send us a message on Facebook or Instagram so we can kind of get a tally going of who'd be interested in going on a little booze cruise on a bus.
We need to figure out how big the bus is gonna be.
Yeah.
So,
So, but anyways, let's get to our top 5. This week we let Jim pick, and Jim picked. Jim, what did you pick?
I picked top 5 college mascots. I'm a Minnesota Gopher football season ticket holder. Been
Really?
for quite a few years. Oh, not quite a few, probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Being from there, yeah, it's pretty neat. First time being a season ticket holder for anything,
cool.
hard to get to some of the games, but
Yeah.
there's always somebody that you can give them away to or whatever. So,
Yep.
Yeah, when I was real little, we used to have season tickets to Badger games,
sure.
so that was pretty fun.
That's a trek down there, though. Yeah, 3
It's
4
about, big enough for a keg. Yeah, it's about 4 hours from here.
That makes for a long game day, though. I think, wouldn't it?
I mean, some of the best memories I've had is going with my dad to a
Sure.
Badger game in the snow and a blizzard.
Yep.
That was pretty fun.
Yep. It don't get no better than that.
No, football weather is snow,
For sure.
but well, since Jim got the pick and Jim is our guest on the show, I think he should pick first. We go 5-1.
Oh,
So Jim,
all right.
what's
All right.
your number 5?
My number 5 is, where is it at here? I can't even deal with technology here. It is from the University of Texas. We have Bevo. That's my number 5.
Bevo's awesome.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Ralphie the Buffalo from Colorado. I don't really like Colorado that much because of Deion Sanders, because he's more of a head case.
But he's turned that program around, I think.
Not
I don't know if
really.
it's flashy, but what is it? They're top 20.
They've lost like 4 or 5 in a row now.
Have they really?
They're pretty bad.
Hmm.
I don't even have to tell him. He just gets me a beer.
Wow.
He's a good
Well,
beer
since you,
biatch.
since you crushed it in front of me.
It's that Minnesota nice.
Yeah, I get that.
All right. Okay.
Except for I'm from North Dakota.
Well, how does that work? Well, I suppose a lot of
North Dakota's even nicer.
But at least it ain't North Dakota. To Minnesota.
Oof, no.
What's your 5?
My number 5, going from North Dakota, and I'm gonna go old school on this because I don't like their new thing. I'm gonna say the UND Fighting Sioux.
There you go.
They used to have an actual Indian, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of like.
I look for what if he actually had a name, but they didn't find anything. So I think it was just the Fighting Sioux. Whatever. But I grew up there. I grew up right between Fargo and Grand Forks.
Sure.
So yeah, it was.
We used
We
to.
always about the food, the food. The Sioux with the, especially the hockey. The hockey
Oh,
was
yeah.
huge with the Sioux there. So
Well, it's still huge.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Their hockey team is phenomenal.
That'd be tough to change the name from.
Oh God.
What are they
yeah.
now? They're not even.
Fighting Hawks now.
Oh, right.
Well, with the Warriors, we used to have somebody dress up as a Native American.
Oh,
For
yeah, I
football.
suppose, right.
So we used to have, well, when I was in junior high, we'd have an Indian head on our uniforms. So,
See, I like that. I think that's.
I mean, it's not making fun of anybody.
No,
It's,
you're showing heritage and
Yeah.
stuff, you know, that's the way I look at it.
it's like Osceola with the chieftains.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways,
Number 4.
number 4, Jim.
My number 4 is from Louisiana State University, Mike the Tiger. How can you not like Mike the Tiger?
The Alive Tiger.
The live tiger, yeah,
Oh, boy.
yeah,
I didn't even know that.
yeah.
Who was that performed in Vegas that got mauled by 2 tigers? I can't remember.
Oh,
their
it
name.
was, yeah, it was the performance.
Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Siegfried
there you
and
go.
Roy.
Yeah.
They got mauled by like 2 or 3 snow tigers.
It's probably not a good thing.
No.
That just automatically popped up in my head.
Yeah.
My number 4 is the Leprechaun from
Oh,
Notre Dame.
there you
That's
go.
a good one.
That's a good one.
Notre Dame
Sure
is, I have, well, he's my uncle now. My aunt married him this week. Justin Grohl is a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan. Notre Dame is probably my second favorite college in football. So, I mean,
The history.
yeah, the history.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, the
right.
movie Rudy. Rudy is one of my
Yeah.
favorite movies.
Sure is. How can you not like that one, right?
So, yeah, the leprechaun. I wish I was a little bit shorter so I could wear a leprechaun outfit. Maybe that's what I'll wear on the party bus. So I'll wear a leprechaun outfit. I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna find a leprechaun outfit and be a leprechaun for the whole.
You gotta dye your goatee green.
Yep, I'm gonna dye it green.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, Ron, Ron, what's your
My number 4 is Bucky Badger, Wisconsin.
There you go.
He's kind of cool. Yeah.
Did you know? Hey, did
I'm
you
gonna throw the
know?
flag on that one.
Oh my
Come on.
god! You want to know?
Whoa.
Totally unsportsmanlike on that.
When I was,
You'll understand in a few minutes.
All right, okay.
when I was, I think I was 6 or 7. I was a part of the kids club or whatever for University of Wisconsin football, kind of like Minnesota does too.
Yeah.
So I got a picture in the mail of all the students that play Bucky Badger.
Oh,
And there was a Blake Johnson. I thought that was the coolest thing in my life, to share the name with somebody that played Bucky Badger.
because that's a pretty unique name, Blake
Yeah.
Johnson. There's
I got to-
Johnson. You don't hear very
don't
many
hear
of those
it.
around.
You want to know another thing?
Especially with Blake.
Right? Yeah. Right.
You want to know another thing? I got to meet him. Shut up.
And then he's marrying a Johnson too.
Yeah.
We won't even go there.
No
Let's just leave
relation.
that.
There's no relation. But I got to meet Blake. We go down for the spring football game
Oh, sure.
and meet the players that weren't playing. And sure as shit, there was Blake Johnson dressed up as Bucky Badger. And I'm like, by any chance, is your name Blake? He's like, oh yeah. You know, mascots aren't supposed to talk. You shut up. Mascots aren't supposed to talk.
Right.
I'm like, oh, my name's Blake too. Blake Johnson. Oh, no way. And yeah.
Number 3, Jim.
My number 3, as much as I don't like this school, with their multiple uniforms throughout the year, I like the Duck. Go to Oregon and you got University of Oregon and the Duck.
I haven't liked Oregon since they beat Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl.
That's a good reason to not like a team.
I hate Oregon.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
We were heavily favored against Oregon, and
You
Right.
lost.
I think that was Russell Wilson.
Just plain and simple, you
I
lost.
think that was yeah. I can't remember. There's so many Rose Bowl losses since Barry Alvarez was coach.
Peter the Puck. Who's Peter the Puck, Joe?
My number 3, going off the Native American aspect, Chief Osceola for Florida State.
Oh,
when he runs out in the middle of the field,
Yeah,
they have that lit up arrow, and he throws it into the ground. They start the game. The head
Yeah.
is. I think that'd be awesome to see that live.
yeah, I think so, especially how they pack that stadium.
Mhm.
Man, that's gotta be something else.
With the oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's pretty.
That's you can hear a pin. Well, obviously you can't hear a pin drop, but everybody in the whole, even if you're not a Florida State fan, you're still doing the chop just like Kansas City.
yeah, right.
Um,
It's nice to see that the politics haven't gotten into that one,
yeah,
Yeah,
because that's a,
it's all politics.
Yeah.
it's all history. It's not.
right,
Yeah.
for sure, it
You
should be
can't change
history.
history.
Right, right.
You shouldn't change history.
No,
My number 3, just because I love the way this sounds, Nebraska's Herbie Husker.
oh,
Isn't he just a giant corn cob?
No, it's a dude.
He's a dude,
He's a
yeah.
he's a lifelike cartoon look dude.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
got,
really?
yeah. I mean, Herbie Husker.
Yeah.
I mean,
isn't it almost like a cowboy type?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. He's literally a cowboy.
yeah, Herbie Husker.
and I've always liked Nebraska too, back in the
90s.
90s when they were just
Dominant.
dominating
Was that,
everything.
Tom Osborne back in the day? or-
Yeah.
They won 2
Yeah.
national. It was 2, wasn't
Yeah.
it? 2 national championships.
Yeah. Dave Osborne played for the Huskers when back in the 60s or late 60s, early 70s, and he, of course, the Vikings running back.
Oh, yeah, right.
So
Jim, number 2.
Well, my number 2 is, so I had a toss up for my number 1. And my number 2 is, I have to go with the Georgia Bulldog. And the reason that I go with the Georgia Bulldog is because I've spent almost 10 years in the Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps mascot is the Bulldog. So
oh yeah,
I have to go number 2 with Georgia. As much as I don't like the University of Georgia or anything to do with Georgia except for the mascot, you can't go wrong with a little Bulldog.
Honestly, if a team can beat Alabama and Ohio State.
Fair, fair. That's a good point.
I was in the last. I'm not gonna lie. In the last 2 national championships, I was rooting for Georgia to win
Yeah, right.
out of everybody else.
You have to.
But my number 2, which Jim had on his list, Bevo,
Yeah,
Texas. Ever since I was little, I've always liked the University of Texas. And then watching American Sniper, Chris Kyle was a huge
oh
Texas
yeah,
fan because he was from Texas.
right.
I've loved the Longhorns as much as the Badgers. If Texas is on TV playing football and the Badgers are on later, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna cheer for Texas.
Sure.
So,
Texas football, no matter what stage you're in, is always huge too.
yeah.
Sure, right.
Well, even Pee Wee is
Right.
Yeah,
huge.
Like I say, every stage of that football in Texas is huge.
yeah. You hear about towns just shutting down on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Everybody at the stadiums.
Literally everybody in the whole town is there. Friday Night Lights.
Oh yeah, right, for sure.
Jim, Amy says thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day.
I
And also,
appreciate it.
Amy, thank you for your service, and Blake, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the only non-veteran here, so.
Well, you support those, so.
Real question is Army or Marine Corps? Amy was in the Army too.
I'm gonna say Army because my dad was an Army. I have more flags. I have to say Army because my dad.
Okay, all right, that,
I caught the flag, so it's not technically, he didn't.
I thought he would have chose Marine Corps because you were here.
yeah. But dad trumps everything, I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
My birthday would have joined the Marines, but he's throwing his shoulder.
Is it my turn for number 2?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go number 2, Gophers goalie.
Wow, number 2?
Yep.
Thought that would have been your number 1.
Now the suspense is gonna kill us, who his number 1 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I won't be able to sleep till I hear.
Yeah, right.
who your number
You're
one
not
is.
sleeping here, so.
There's a bed back there that I have slept on for a week.
Hey, what happens when I leave stays.
Oh, he's
here.
getting his ass the hell out of here.
Yeah, he thinks that.
So-
I made a copy of the key.
The suspense is overwhelming.
Jim.
Everybody online is wanting to know.
Drum roll, please. Ron, you and I are on the same page. I picked Goldie, the Gopher. Obviously, I'm from Minnesota and I'm a huge Gopher fan. But just, I know that I'll toot my own horn. Goldie's won national mascot a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, our football team has not, but
Yeah.
at least we can say we have national championship or something. So that's where I go with. Number one is Goldie the Gopher.
Nice.
Well, like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and college hockey, last decade
Yeah,
has been just back and forth
yeah,
with the Frozen Four.
yeah.
That's been awesome.
Yep.
I mean, just like the only team that I don't really like, no offense to you two, are the Vikings. I can tolerate them, but like the Gophers and the Twins, I have no problem with them
Sure.
unless they're, the Gophers are playing Wisconsin, which I don't really like your head coach. He's kind of arrogant, a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I could maybe see that.
But I'm biased as well. My number one is Bucky Badger because all the years when I was little, when I got to meet Bucky, I mean, my aunt and uncle, when they got married in the cities when I was little, they had Goldie Gopher show up to the wedding.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's pretty cool.
and he was awesome. That was the only time I got to meet him. But when I was growing up, I got to meet Bucky a lot.
So you've kind of ruined Bucky for me because now I'm gonna think of Blake. Not Bucky. It's
there was a Bucky.
Blake
named
the
Blake.
Badger.
But yeah, Bucky has always been awesome to me. So, Ron, what's your number one?
My number one is Rumble. NDSU Bison. Rumble.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm a huge NDSU fan.
Not like you
The
grew
football
up
program has been top notch for a number of years.
Sure has, absolutely.
They actually recruited me when I was in high school a little bit to play, but I never played. I never went to school or whatever. So.
Mhm.
But yeah, Bison will always be number one in my heart.
Sure.
I like to watch them on TV.
Oh, they're a fun team to watch.
I cheer for them.
I like to eat bison.
I've had it
It's
once.
pretty good. Bison.
We had it over there. I got some.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from a guy that I used to work with. His father is in South Dakota, and he was raising bison. And I'm like, let's try a bison burger. It didn't go over that well. It's expensive, so.
I know there's people around here that raise bison for meat.
Isn't it right up by Clayton somewhere?
There's
Yeah.
a place up, on GTK out of Reed,
Mm-hmm.
north.
Interesting.
Opposite of my house.
Yes.
But yeah, that is our top 5 for this week. I will post it tomorrow on Facebook and Instagram. You guys can vote. I'm sure Jim will win because he's the guest. But
Jim's already a winner.
yeah, Jim wins automatically.
I got
But-
his flag though.
What?
I got his flag though.
That you do.
There's his flag back. But now we're getting to my favorite part of every episode. And that is Ron's wisdom and opinions.
It's my favorite part too.
Yep.
I just love doing this.
I think we should get you to do this on like a Friday or Saturday night when you're really drunk.
Pre-tape.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta put my phone down because I get shitty writing penmanship here, so I'll get just in case. But it's that time of the night for Wisdom and opinions.
He was against this at one point too.
I
Wow.
was.
Really?
He's annoying person here just won't leave me alone until I do shit, so.
Because he doesn't have
You
wisdom
gotta-
or
He
opinions?
got
or he
he's,
has
not a
many?
lot, he's got a lot of opinions. He
Sure.
doesn't have a lot of wisdom.
I mean,
You gotta get people out of their shell.
that
every once in a
sweatshirt will
while.
tell you how much wisdom he has. That's a hell of a lot of wisdom right there.
There's a reason.
True
There's a
story.
reason why the Vikings are purple, but I'm not gonna get into that.
There's a reason why the Packers had a 3-word slogan and 2 words are the same.
There's a reason why the Vikings
And
have
there's-
stolen their chant from a soccer team. But get to your wisdom and opinions. I'm
Well,
not gonna
I've
hurt
been
your
there-
feelings
I've been there
anymore.
already if you'd shut up. So, everybody's waiting for this, so I am going to give my wisdom. And maybe I'll have a little opinion afterwards.
She's very opinionated.
So,
I
this
love
is what I have for this week. It's not anything anal, like I've been the last 2 weeks, so. This is it. As a man in a relationship, you have a simple choice. You can either be right or you can be happy.
There's a
And
lot
I
of
think
wisdom.
we all know what we're talking about here. So, obviously, I'm not in a relationship, so I can have both. So,
Not when you're right.
my opinion on this is, hey, everybody is in a relationship, work it out. You can each have your opinions and you can do what you want to say, but, you know,
I
go to bed each night and tell that person that you love them and make sure that they know that because it's very important.
I have a very smart ass comment, but I know she's watching right
But
Don't be afraid.
because
now.
yeah, I wasn't done talking.
I don't want to sleep on the couch, Jim.
No, you pick that person, the special person to be in your life, so make sure that you're both happy and you love each other. So, but this statement is true also.
There's a reason why he's single. That's what he's saying.
So, anything else anybody has for
Jim, do
this
you
show?
want to say anything else before we end?
Well, I can't compete with what he just said, but I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. Amy, it's back to you next week. I can't deal with this every week.
I don't know.
There's not enough beer in this house to get me through this, but I appreciate the opportunity. And if Amy is ever working again, I would be more than happy to fill in and banter back and forth. So thank you again, and I appreciate everybody that's watching.
We would love to have guests come on and do stuff with us once in a while. Even anybody who wants to come and just sit in on as a crowd member here.
As the audience.
We have room here. I got lots of room down here if you want to come in. And
He lives alone, so there's plenty of room.
you can't stay though.
Yeah, you can. There's a bed. I slept there for a week. There's a bed back there.
Why you gotta be such a dick?
I'm a dick because I have one. Yeah. That's Hooah.
Who sponsors us?
Beer Wisconsin and Raising the Bar Sports Club.
What do we get for Beer Wisconsin?
Use the code Wisco10 for 10% off your entire purchase at beardsconsin.com. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, beard balm, beard oil. Again, Wisco10 for 10% off your entire purchase at checkout. And stop in at Raising the Bar, get a beer, just chat with people. I mean, chatting with Jim, he's a pretty awesome dude.
And Bobby too.
And Bobby. And anybody bartending. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, we got a good crew.
you can sit there and you can just shoot the shit with anybody. So, yeah, stop in for a beer, some food.
Even Tim.
Well, I'll tell you what. Since you guys invited me here, I will say Friday night, anybody that comes in that says that they saw this, I'll buy the first beer.
Ooh.
But it's gotta be talking to you.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm there all the time anyway. I like that. Yep.
Okay.
Come hit me up Friday night, say that you saw me, us, the show, and I'll buy your first beer. That goes for you too, both of you guys. So if I see you Friday night.
You're lucky it's not the whole night.
Yeah. I have my limits, I know that.
You have to buy a whole nother
Yeah, I've seen you two.
liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's gonna be,
thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. Go to camphacollective.com as well. All the Wisconsinite podcast merch. They got Matt Ramage merch as well. Green Bay merch. A lot of other things too. So go check them out. Listen next day on Spotify for anybody that missed the show. YouTube next day. And I will post our top 5 so everybody can vote on it. I'm sure, again, Jim is going to win because Jim's the guest.
and tune in next week for a new surprise sponsor.
I love that.
I don't know what he's talking about, but thank you guys for tuning in. Don't listen to these two. Go Pack, go. Let's go.
Let's go.